ईश्वरीय ज्ञान से भरा हुआ पी ले अमृत का प्याला। आओ शिव का ध्यान धरें। जगत में छाएगी, हर ओर खुशी मुस्काएगी। ये धरती स्वर्ग बन जाएगी, एक ऐसी घड़ी अब आएगी। लो ज्योति बिंदु का फैल रहा दिव्य उजियाला। आओ शिव का ध्यान धरें, आशा का करें उजाला। हो कलयुग बीत रहा है, अब है सतयुग आने वाला। शिव का ध्यान धरें, आशा का करें उजाला।
Om Shanti, good morning. Father Avinal, is the sound okay?
Om Shanti, yes, Ben, it's very clear. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Baba is talking about a very important topic this morning, and that is the subject of concentration. In fact, the topic of the Murli is, with the power of concentration and with determination, attain success easily. And I was thinking that we know that in the subject of yoga, concentration is very important, isn't it? Because actually our challenge is that when we sit to meditate, what happens? Oh, the mind goes to all the things that you've been too busy to think about. And the mind says, oh, now I get my chance. And those thoughts can be very mundane, can be thoughts about something that happened, relationships, so many different things. And Baba knows. He says, Maya comes in the subject of yoga. He says knowledge is easy, but it's in the subject of yoga that Maya comes. And so Baba is listing today the benefits, the things that happen when we have concentration. But Baba is not only talking about sitting yoga. Baba is also talking about our daily lives. Now, what is my default consciousness? Is it drama or is it beyond? On Thursday, we read a Murli from the 1970 book. And you can write the date down because this Murli is very worthwhile reading and studying. It's the 26th of March, 1970. And it's not, those of you who heard it will hear the similarity in this Murli. It's so interesting when Baba takes up a topic and then whatever you pick up, you find a similar topic. So Baba is really talking about going into the experience and concentrating on the experience. So for example, let's say we take one of our titles that Baba has given us, and Baba's given us many titles, but let's just say we take the title, today we are lucky stars. Now, what is the experience of that? Because Baba says, if I ask you to talk about what you know about yourself, you will give a long list. So we've got the theory. We know the theory. But Baba is asking us to concentrate on the experience. Because actually, the only thing that's valuable is the experience. The knowledge is valuable because we want to have experience. But you can't just stop at the knowledge. You can't just say, this is what I know about myself. So Baba is saying you don't concentrate on the experience. So what will that do for us if we concentrate on the experience? In other words, we go into the depth of that experience. What's the difference? One is a head thing, and the other, the experience is a heart thing. Yeah.
The first step is knowing, second step is realization, and then there's 998 steps of experience.
So but I have to repeat what you're saying. So first step is knowing, second step, realization.
998 steps of experience.
998 steps of experience. Well, that says it all, doesn't it? Huh? So we want experience. In fact, if we don't have experience, this spiritual life can be very dry. Because actually, if you want theory, you can go anywhere out there. Lots of theory. You can go on to Google. Google will give you lots of theory. But what gives us experience? So concentration, and it's concentration of the mind and the intellect together. Remember, the intellect is what makes sense of things. The mind is a powerful tool for us to shift our awareness from the mundane into the spiritual. And our first step of yoga is to use the mind. We are not here to become thoughtless, although we do want to reduce the quantity of thinking. So we create some powerful thoughts, and that's what Baba says, you know all the things about the soul and how elevated the soul is. But now shift from the knowing into that experience. So let's listen to Baba's Murli. Today is the 5th of February, and the original date, the 9th of December, 1993. The 9th of December, 1993. And I'll read the title again. With the power of concentration and with determination, attain success easily. So what is success in this context? Is experience. And then that experience is wonderful for us. But what is it doing for the world? It's that which is going to transform the world. And today Baba says, not just other souls, the whole world of matter will be transformed. But we need that depth of experience. So today, the creator of the Brahman world is pleased to see his Brahman family everywhere. This alokik Brahman world is small, lovely, and unique. Do you feel that? Yeah. In the entire drama, this is the most elevated world because the destination and the methods of the Brahman world are unique and special. Brahman souls are special in the Brahman world and also in this world, so the greater world. This is why this is the world of special souls. The elevated attitude, elevated drishti, and elevated actions of every Brahman soul, are instrumental in making every soul of the world into an elevated soul. I'm going to read that again. The elevated attitude, elevated drishti, and elevated actions of every Brahman soul are instrumental in making every soul of the world into an elevated soul. Each of you souls has this special responsibility. Sure. It's the highest responsibility in the whole cycle. So does each one of you experience this to be your responsibility? It is such a huge responsibility. The transformation of the entire world. Not just the transformation of souls, but you even transform matter. You are number wise in constantly having this awareness. All Brahman souls constantly have the thought inside them to become, number one, special souls. But there is a difference between their thoughts and their actions. This is what that Murli was about, the difference between the thought and then the action. The reason for this is that at the time of acting, you do not stabilize your consciousness in your stage of being experienced. You remember whatever you have heard and whatever you know, but to accept yourself in that stage and to move along according to that. The majority of you sometimes experienced in this, and sometimes you become those who only listen and accept it. In order to increase this experience, you have to understand the special importance of two things. One is the importance of oneself, and the other is the importance of, what do you think? One is the self. Yes. Well done. Time. The importance of time. You know a great deal about yourself. If any of you were to be asked what type of soul you are, or even if you ask yourself who you are, how many things would come into your awareness? How many points of your stage of self-respect do you remember in a minute? Just a minute. If we were to write them down. How many of these points do you remember in 1 minute? You remember many points, do you not? The list of the importance of the self is such a long list. So, all of you are very clever when it comes to knowing this. All of you are clever, are you not? Then why is there a difference in experiencing it? Because you are not stable on the seat of that stage at the right time. The Baba is talking about this deep self-respect. All the points that we can note down are points of self-respect. But he's saying we don't stay on that seat. Because you are not stable on the seat of that stage at the right time. When you are set on your seat, no weak sanskars, no souls, no matter, nor any type of royal maya is able to upset you. In other words, nothing can influence you. Even physically, in terms of their bodies, many souls do not have the practice of sitting still on one seat or in one place. Now, I was on the plane going to Johannesburg, and the sister next to me, she had this rapid leg movement, you know, that people, restless legs. Not for a moment did it stop. The Baba is saying people can't sit still, you know. So what do? They would keep moving about. In the same way, when the mind and intellect do not know how to set themselves on the seat of any one experience, then one moment they will be set, and the next moment they will be upset. The seat for the body is a physical place, and the seat for the mind and intellect is an elevated stage. The seat for the mind and intellect is an elevated stage. So, Bab Dada continues to watch this game of the children. 1 minute, you stabilize yourself in the experience of a good stage, and the next minute, your stage fluctuates. Is that right? Little children who are very mischievous are not able to remain still in one place for long. Some children play these childhood games a great deal. If you look at them, 1 minute they are concentrating very hard, and the next minute, instead of concentrating, they are wandering through many different stages. So what is wandering? The mind, yeah. And then the mind takes us, into different emotions and different feelings. Therefore, at this time, you have to pay special attention so that your mind and intellect remain constantly in concentration. If you think about concentrate, they're like an essential oil, for example. It's much stronger when it's concentrated, whether it's an oil or a cordial or whatever it is. There is power when it's concentrated. Now, Baba's going to list the benefits of the power of concentration. So the first one, the power of concentration easily frees you from obstacles so that there is no need to labor. So, of course, the obstacles are always in the mind, aren't they? So when the mind is concentrated, then there isn't that battle trying to pull yourself out of some waste thoughts or waste feelings. So no need to labor. The second one, the power of concentration constantly allows you to experience belonging to one Father and none other. Third one, the power of concentration easily enables you to make your stage constant. Baba likes this word, sada, constant. Number 4, the power of concentration easily enables you to have the constant attitude of benevolence for all. Number 5, the power of concentration naturally creates the vision of brotherhood for all. So that's that vision that you're just seeing souls, so they all belong to you. And the last one, number 6, the power of concentration makes you easily experience love, regard, and respect in your actions in terms of your relationship with every soul. Very powerful points. So, what do you want to do now? What attention must you maintain? Concentration. You become stable and you have that experience, but you do not concentrate on your experience. You constantly tour around in 3 stages. Sometimes your experience is elevated, sometimes of the middle level, and sometimes of the ordinary level. So we have to check what percentage. Becomes so powerful that your mind and intellect remain constantly under your orders, so that they do not fluctuate for a second, even in your dreams. Your mind should not influence you, the master. The sign of a soul under another influence is that such a soul will not be able to experience happiness, comfort, or bliss, even when he wants to, for that period of time. Amazing what influence does to us. It blocks the very experiences that we want to have. And we want to feel God's love. And we want to feel love for every soul as well. Love is such an important experience, actually. But the others are too, comfort or bliss. Brahman souls can never come under the influence of others, not even under the influence of their own sanskars or weak nature. In fact, the meaning of one's nature, swabhav, so the Hindi word swabhav, the meaning of one's nature, swabhav, is feelings, bhav, for oneself, swa. So nature means the feelings for the self. The feelings for oneself are always good, not bad. What do you remember when you say swa, the self? You remember your form of a soul, do you not? So swabhav, nature, means to have soul-conscious feelings for yourself and for everyone else. Whenever you think of your nature or your sanskars while under the influence of your weaknesses, such as that your sanskars and nature are like that. What can I do? My nature is like that. Then what type of soul is saying this? These are the words and thoughts of a soul under an external influence. So anything that is not your original nature, anything that's not your original nature can influence you. And Baba says that's external. So whenever you think that your nature is like that, stabilize yourself in the elevated meaning of the word. So the word swabhav. If your sanskars come in front of you, then ask yourself, are these the sanskars of myself, a special soul, that I am saying that these are my sanskars? Because you call them your sanskars, because of having the consciousness of mine, you do not let go of even weak sanskars. It is a law that where there is the consciousness of mine, there is the feeling of belonging. And where there is the feeling of belonging, there is a right. So, you have made weak sanskars your own, and they do not let go of their right. Their right over you. Therefore, while under another influence, you keep asking the Father to set you free. When you use the word sanskar, remember that your sanskars are the original and eternal sanskars. Those are the sanskars of Maya. Not your own. So, with the power of concentration, transform the stage of being under another influence and become set on the seat of the stage of their master. That's self-respect. When you sit in yoga, all of you sit with interest, but you need to have the stage of concentration in a particular stage for as long as you want. So what do you have to do now? What aspect will you underline? And someone said, Thank you. Concentration. There is determination in concentration. And when you have determination, success will become the garland around your neck. Acha to the special souls of the alokik Brahman world everywhere. To the souls who constantly remain set on the seat of experiencing an elevated stage. To the souls who constantly experience the importance of the self. To those who constantly make their minds and intellects stable with the power of concentration. To those who constantly have the power of concentration and attain success easily with determination. To the most elevated, the most special, and most loved souls, love, remembrance, and namaste from Bab Dada. Children's namaste to the spiritual father. Gosh, Baba's vision voice is so elevated. Huh? And I really, in the confluence age, our biggest challenge is to meet that elevated vision. No, not just to accept it intellectually. The whole transformation of this physical world And every soul depends on this Brahmin family. I remember once asking Daddy Janki, Daddy, I don't want to be an ordinary yogi. How can I ensure that I'm not ordinary? And she said, create elevated thoughts for the self. And we're so quick to put ourselves down. So now, Baba is meeting a group, and the topic, in order to go into the flying stage, become double light. Let no form of attraction pull you. In order to go into the flying stage, become double light. Let no form of attraction pull you. According to the present time, do all of you experience yourselves to be flying at a fast speed? Is the speed of time fast, or is the speed of the efforts of souls fast? Is time behind you, or are you moving along according to the time? You're not waiting for time, thinking that everything will be fine by the end, that everything will be fine by the end, and that you will become complete and equal to the Father then, are you? You do not think like that, do you? According to the drama, the present time is moving very fast. Is that right? We're in February already. Sorry, lost my place. It is going into the extreme. Whatever it was yesterday, today it is even more extreme than that. You know this, do you not? Just as time is going into its extreme, in the same way, are you elevated souls also moving so intensely, that is, at such a fast speed in your efforts? And this was 1993. So the speed is much faster now. Huh? Or are you sometimes slack and sometimes fast? Let it not be that you come down and then you go up. Those who keep going up and down cannot have a fast and steady speed. So, you are those who constantly fly at an elevated and fast speed in every situation. We know when we're doing this. Definitely no speed there. It is remembered there is benefit for everyone due to the stage of ascent. However, what would you say now? There is benefit for everyone due to the flying stage. You know, Baba always used to say that there's benefit for everyone because of the stage of ascent. Now Baba is saying, no, flying stage. The time for the stage of ascent has also now finished. It is now the time for the flying stage. If at the time of the flying stage, someone wants to go somewhere with the stage of ascent, would he be able to reach there? No. So, let there constantly be the flying stage. So I think Baba's talking about when a plane takes off, there is the ascent, but then it comes out of the ascent and it's now in the flying stage. No, so let there constantly be the flying stage. The sign of the flying stage is to be constantly double light. If you are not double light, you cannot have the flying stage. The slightest burden would bring you down. When traveling by plane, if there is the slightest bit of dirt in the machinery or in the petrol, what would be its condition? The plane would come down from the flying stage into the falling stage. So here too, if there is any type of burden, whether of your sanskars, of any type of atmosphere, or of any relationship or connection with any soul, then from having the flying stage, you would then have some upheaval. You would say, I am fine, but because of this reason, there is a bondage of this sanskar, person, atmosphere. No matter what the reason may be, intense effort makers would go across all situations in such a way it is as though they are nothing. They would not experience them to be labor, but entertainment. So everything in the drama is now just entertainment. Such a stage is called the flying stage. So, do you have the flying stage? Baba is asking. Or do you sometimes desire to come down and tour around? Let there not be attachment to anything. It's always the attachment, isn't it, that brings us down. Let no attraction pull you even slightly. A rocket is able to fly high when it goes beyond the pull of the gravity of Earth. Otherwise, it is not able to fly high. It would come down even when it doesn't want to. Any form of attraction will not allow you to go up. It will not allow you to become perfect. So check. Let no attraction pull you, even in your thoughts. Let there be no attraction other than the Father. What do the Pandavas think? Become such intense effort makers. You have to become that, do you not? How many times have you become that? So, sometimes we think, oh, no, I've got a long way to go. Now, Baba gives just the right thought. How many times have you become that? Cycle after cycle. You have become that countless times. Have you become that, or has someone else become that? You have become that. You are not going to be number wise, are you? You are going to claim number one, are you not? What will the mothers do? Oh, mothers sitting here. Will you claim number one, or will number wise be all right? Will you be the 108th number? Sorry, will the 108th number be all right? Will you become the 108th number or number one? Now that you belong to the Father, you have claimed a right. Are you going to claim the full inheritance or a little less? Then you will become number one, will you not? When the bestower is giving fully, but those who are receiving take a little less, what would you say? It's foolish, isn't it? Huh? This is why you have to become number one. Even if there is only one who is number one, there are many in the number one division. It's so encouraging. So you mustn't come in the second number. If you are going to claim something, claim it fully. Many who do not claim fully will follow later. However, you are going to claim fully. Are all of you those who are going to claim fully? Or will you be happy receiving just a little? Since the treasure store is open and it is limitless, why should you take any less? It is unlimited, is it not? If it were limited and someone were to receive 8,000 and another were to receive 10,000, then it would be said that that is all they have in their fortune. However, the Father's treasure store is open and limitless. You can take as much as you want. Even then, it is infinite. You are the masters of the infinite treasure. You are the children who are masters. So, all of you are those who will remain constantly happy, are you not? Or do waves of sorrow come sometimes? Waves of sorrow cannot come to you even in your dreams. Let alone in your thoughts, they cannot come even in your dreams. This is known as being number one. So, what wonders will you show? All of you will definitely claim number one, will you not? And then Baba's talking to Delhi. Delhi is said to be the heart, because where it's in the middle of India, the body functions according to how the heart is. The basis is the heart, is it not? The heart is the heart of the comforter of hearts. Dil Aram, the comforter of hearts. The seat of the heart has to be accurate. It cannot shake. You have the intoxication of being the heart of the comforter of hearts. Do you not? So now transform yourself and the world with your elevated thoughts. As soon as you have a thought, you put it into practice. Let it not be that you think a lot. You say that you think a lot, but very little actually happens. Such souls are not intense effort makers. An intense effort maker means that your thoughts and actions are the same. Only then would you be said to be equal to the Father. You are happy, and you will remain constantly happy. You have this firm nischay, do you not? Conviction. Only those who remain happy are fortunate. Is this firm? Or do you become a little weak in this? Do you like something that is unripe? You like something that is ripe. So remain very firm. Now, this is an interesting little twist at the end of the Murli. So we take our happiness from something limited. That is the unripe fruit Baba's talking about. He said, don't be tempted. Take your happiness from the unlimited, that which is constant, permanent. Every day at Amrit Vela, make this lesson firm. No matter what happens, you will remain happy and make others happy. Okay? Do not show any other games. Just show this game. Do not play other games. Acha. And the blessing today. May you be a generous-hearted, great donor and remain aware of your fortune and the Father, the bestower of fortune, and constantly share your fortune. May you be a generous-hearted, great donor and remain aware of your fortune and the Father, the bestower of fortune, and constantly share your fortune. When you remember the Father, the bestower of fortune, and your fortune, you will then have the zeal and enthusiasm to make others fortunate. Just as the Father, the bestower of fortune, shares fortune through Brahma, in the same way, you are children of the bestower, and so continue to share your fortune too. Those people distribute clothes, food, and gifts, but no one is satisfied with those. You distribute your fortune, and where there is fortune, there are all attainments. Be generous-hearted in this way and distribute your fortune and become elevated and a great donor. Constantly continue to give. I remember once, I might have shared this, there was a terrible natural disaster in the southern states of America. I think it was a typhoon or something. And the physical aid was flowing in. And there was an interview, and this woman on the news, she said, we appreciate everything that you're sending, but we need your peace, we need your love. So people know at that time, it's not just the physical. Baba is saying to share your own fortune. And the slogan, those who constantly belong to the One and are always economical are loved by God. Those who constantly belong to the One and are always economical are loved by God. So economical with our thoughts, thoughts, energy, time, everything. Use it economically. Om Shanti. So very powerful Murli in the sense of very specific directions that Baba is giving us. Really something to focus on and to work on. You know, just to check, especially in our yoga. Is it just at the level of thought, or do we have that power of concentration? Because the experience is not only valuable for ourselves, but our experience creates light, not physical light, spiritual light. And that is the greatest service of mankind, when we create that light of consciousness. Acha. So, Brother Avinav, are you going to play a song for us?
Yes, I will play a song for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Check, whose smile do you wear? Whose words do you speak? Do you walk them well? Ask your heart, do you know who I am? Do you hear the child who wants to run with the wind? Do you hear the child who wants to run with the wind?
Om Shanti. So, Om Shanti to those on Zoom. Have a wonderful, powerful day. Who's doing the revision today? Anyone?
Today is the second. Is it the first? I think this is first. Yeah, I think I'd have to do it because the sister who normally does it would normally be here, but I realized I'd have to do it. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks,
Okay.
Brother Vinal. Thanks to
Thank you.
everyone. Om
Thank
Shanti.
you. Om Shanti.